I'm Derek, and welcome back to another episode of What Horror Movies Did I Watch This Past Week? Have to say, we do have a different selection from our initial run, and that's not really intentional because I just watch what I'm in the mood for. And this week we do have a monster movie along with our first taste of some holiday horror. Now, I am a huge fan when it comes to holiday horror, and that probably all stemmed from my initial love of Friday the 13th. And yes, I know that Friday the 13th is not a holiday movie. Nonetheless, when it comes to Christmas, there's some real hidden gems out there. And before we had Art the Clown and Terrifier 3 as the perfection of a killer Santa, to be honest, we had a multitude of different killer Santas along with elves, Krampus, and all kinds of Christmas lore. So before I get too carried away on that, let's see what we got this week. So we kick this week off with a true monster movie to live up to the show's title, and that's with Itsy Bitsy from 2018. Now this is a large spider movie. It's not a giant spider movie because it's not giant. It's also not a mutated spider or an alien spider crashing to Earth. Now this is as if you could find a big spider in nature. And that's where our story kicks off, is in the jungle with a tribe that is worshiping an ancient black egg. Now this egg changes hands a few times before it ends up with one of our lead characters. And of course, you know what's gonna happen next is that egg is being broke open and our large spider's being hatched. But we're introduced to our main cast along the way, which is a single mother and her two children, which have recently relocated to become care providers for our egg hosting other main character. Now we get some really cool spider action in this movie, and if you remember from last week, spiders do creep me out. I don't let that stop me though from enjoying a good spider movie. And with that being said, seeing that this spider is molting in the movie, I think is really awesome. I've seen a lot of spider movies and we don't always get scenes like this. Of course, there's also some egg laying and just some all-out creepy spider action. But it's not solely focused on the spider. Now, along the way, we're seeing that this family actually has a pretty troubled past. This mom's carrying a lot of weight on her shoulders and it comes out. There's some scenes that were uncomfortable to watch, and I've seen this movie before. I knew what was coming, but I think that just goes to show how good of a story this really is. And it's really great at building tension. So again, I've seen this movie before, but with that being said, I was still on the edge of my seat waiting to see what was happening next, even though I knew. So all out, I would have to say, really give this movie a watch. Highly, highly recommend it, especially if you like giant spiders or just monster movies in general. So you can check this movie out on Tubi, Roku, or available on Amazon Prime. I got my cool copy though from Scream Factory. Has this pretty cool slip cover, alternate cover, and it's got some cool special features. So again, give it a watch. The next film I watched was The Black Cat from 1990. Now there are a few films titled The Black Cat, but this is the Italian film, The Black Cat from 1990. And it is very much a WTF film. Really enjoyed this one, but at the same time, do not be fooled. It does not deal with a black cat. Does not have much of a black cat in it. But it does revolve around characters that are filming a movie titled The Black Cat while also trying to produce another film and get it off the ground. But that one revolves around a witch. And that's really what our story takes place on, is how the mere thought of this witch can infect our characters' minds and their lives. Now, if you have seen Dario Argento's film Suspiria from 1977, an Italian masterpiece classic, it definitely helps with some background to this film, but at the same time, if you haven't seen it, don't fret. Our main characters actually discuss this while describing the plot of our story before it unfolds. So you really don't get lost on this film. If you are wondering what's going on here, don't worry, that's actually intended. There's a lot of dream sequences, or really like a lot of layers to this story. But at the same time, there's some really beautiful set pieces. And that has to be one of my favorite parts when it comes to Italian cinema, is the set pieces. They really know how to build a location now, and then the lighting is just superb. I really feel like you guys will enjoy this film. Doesn't have a large body count, but it does have some pretty gory or gruesome scenes in it, and it does have an interesting cast. We not only have Caroline Munro, who is horror royalty, from horror or Hammer films, to Paul Naschy, Slaughter High, all kinds of really good stuff. But we also have Florence Goering. And if you're a fan or a study of history, that name might sound familiar. But this film, really worth seeing. Definitely one to leave you thinking on what's actually going on here. This is now the 5th time I've seen this movie, and I definitely have a different viewpoint of it each time I watch it. So I really feel like you'll enjoy this one. It is available for streaming on Pluto or Roku TV, but you could also get it on AMC Plus or Shudder. I actually have a really cool Blu-ray from Severin Film that does have, you know, a little bit of some special features, nothing too much, but at the same time, some really cool packaging. Check this one out. Next up, we're getting in the holiday spirit with 2012's Silent Night, starring Malcolm McDowell. Now, this is a reimagining of Silent Night, Deadly Night, in my opinion, not a remake. So this is a Santa killer movie, but it's a mean Santa out to seek vengeance on a town that has wronged him in his past. I really love this film because it just has gratuitous everything in it. From gratuitous caroling, nudity, over-the-top preacher, and of course Santa on Santa action in multiple ways. I really think you guys are going to dig this film. It really has that like tribute to the 80s feel to it, or 80s slasher films. Of course, with it coming out in 2012, that's when a lot of remakes were coming out. And of course, everything was a tribute to the 80s at that time. So really feels at home in this era. But don't let that discourage you if you're, say, not a fan of all the remakes coming out at this time. Because again, this is not a remake. So I really enjoy this film. And I would have to give this one 7 out of 10 axes to the skull. Now, you can stream this on Tubi, Pluto, or Amazon Prime, but I actually still have my original Anchor Bay DVD from when it came out. Again, give this one a watch, guys. For our last movie tonight, we have 2021's The Advent Calendar. Now, this is a French film and it is fully dubbed. So I hope if you've made it this far in the channel, that means that you can watch a movie in subtitles. Plus, I know a lot of you out there can't hear the movie unless the subtitles are on. So now when I started watching this film, I had actually thought I'd seen it before. Turns out it's not the case. And I love when that happens. So this is interesting because I thought it was going to be a holiday movie. But turns out it really just revolves around this advent calendar with no mention of any kind of holiday, no holiday imagery. So, you know, still a pretty solid film because of course we're dealing with an advent calendar that has a demon inside of it. So as our main character slowly opens up by day, we see her life slowly unravel as the demon is taking control of her world, but it's also giving her some gifts. I don't want to give too much away on this because I think it's well worth the watch. What I will say about this movie is our main character does start out in a wheelchair with a reason why. This does have a lot of trauma with themes of what's really important in life. We do have some really unsettling imagery, low on body count, but high on creep factor, in my opinion. So I would have to give this one overall 6 out of 10 advent calendar doors. But give it a watch. It's available on Amazon Prime through AMC Plus or Shudder, but I actually got this really cool Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome via Shudder. Has a cool slipcover, alternate cover, along with some special features. So give this one a watch, guys. So that does it for this week's episode, and I hope you give some of these movies a watch. If you've seen any of them before or end up checking any of them out, put some feedback in the comments section. Also, don't forget to like or subscribe, and until next week, stay spooky.